Hey guys, this is what we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about the morning, how you hunt, the tracking, spotting, and camouflage. Okay, first one is the morning. When you gotta get out there, you gotta get out fresh and early. You gotta get out there, and you gotta get out quick, cause you don't wanna have the deer already in there, and when you're walking, you don't wanna scare them off. Okay, so what you need to do is get out there around, like, you have to wake up at like 3, get stuff on, get your gun, bow, whatever, get out there, and when you do, you gotta get out there, and you gotta get out there to stand. For me, I wait until sunrise, and